Presidential debates may be over for Romney and Obama, but a short time ago, some of the lesser-known candidates faced off in their own contest in Chicago. The third-party debate was moderated by chat show host Larry King. The four candidates discussed everything from the electoral system to the legalization of drugs.
Marijuana is a substance that is dangerous because it's illegal.
Jobs in America for American citizens first. I am the only candidate that has advocated a near-complete moratorium on green card foreign worker admissions into this country.
Just two people from the same political party, and that means no choice for the voters.
Look, there is only a couple of voices being heard here, and it's Tweedledee and it's Tweedledum. It's 2 weeks ago.
Well, the problem minor candidates face is that in the US, most people feel they have no choice but to vote for either the Republican or the Democrat. One man who thinks he has the solution is Sam Husseini, founder of VotePact.org, and he joins us now live from Washington. Good to have you with us, Sam. You say that millions of people in their heart of hearts really agree more with the likes of Jill Stein from the Green Party than the two main candidates. So why aren't those minor candidates getting the votes?
Well, for a couple of reasons. One, they're not getting much media play in the United States, but ultimately, largely because it's written off. That's a wasted vote. You got to pick, either from Obama or Romney. Pick the one that you have the least aversion to, so that people are in effect voting against Romney when they pull the lever for Obama, or against Obama when they push the lever for Romney. The solution that I have at VotePact.org is to team up with somebody else. For example, a disenchanted Democrat teaming up with a disenchanted Republican that they know and trust, and both casting a ballot for the third-party candidates of their choice. So they're in effect siphoning off votes in pairs from the two establishment parties. You don't affect the balance between the two parties, but you assert your vote. And it's a crucial thing because so many people, for example, to take the obvious case, have been so disenchanted with what Obama has done. Well, why has he done that? Why has he been so pro-Wall Street? Why has he been so much more militaristic than many of his supporters thought he would be, on civil liberties, on corporate trade, drug war, so many
sorry to interrupt you, but if we're talking about policies, do these candidates have credible policies? I mean, when they talk about legalizing marijuana, for example, are those the kind of policies that people are going to side with?
Oh, I think that's a marginal one, but a substantial one. It's got substantial support, and the drug war has cost a lot of things in the United States. Not so much marijuana, but incarceration rates are through the roof in the United States. So these are substantial issues, but I think the bigger issues, and the ones where most of these candidates, whether they're coming from the left or right, whether they're conscientious conservatives or principled progressives, Wall Street, Federal Reserve, militarism, civil liberties, corporate trade deals. This is half of the substantial issues of the political spectrum, where you have these third-party candidates, often with majority backing of the American public, and the two establishment parties on the other side, or the elites of the two.
But your solution of these minor candidates pairing up with disenchanted Republicans or Democrats, I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to money and what kind of financial backing any of these candidates is going to have. I mean, that's one thing that they did talk about, doing away with PACs and super PACs.
So why have an election? So why have an election if it's going to come down to money? Why don't we just let them slap the cuffs on us to begin with? No, it doesn't come to elections. People have choices. And it's hard. There are certainly a lot of hindrances. There's media coverage. There's certainly money. There's nonstop ads. There's all kinds of political gimmickry and ballot access provisions and the phony debate process and so on. But ultimately, people have a choice. And a big part of what's hindering people from voting what they really believe in and instead voting their fears is that they don't want to help the other candidate.
Do people feel they have a choice, though? Because, I mean, for example, the third-party debate that just took place, and, so some of the issues that they raised were really interesting, but there won't have been a lot of publicity over that debate, will it? To my knowledge, none of the major US networks carried that debate.
No, but you have social media, you have C-SPAN, you have bits and pieces that you try to piece together something. What I'm advocating here is a very grassroots approach that could spread simply by word of mouth. And I'm kind of, frankly, I mean, I shared some of your disenchantment with some of what happened at the debate. I didn't find it as inspirational as I had hoped it would be. But the underlying issues are still there. The massive disconnect. Look, most Americans don't vote. They've checked out of the process altogether. Why is that? Because the two major parties aren't catering to them. The two major parties, with their substantial resources, aren't putting forward issues that most people can resonate with in a meaningful way. They're bickering over tactics and personal snipes back and forth, and people check out of the process. I'm saying by putting together a viable process, a viable strategy to get around these barriers, and the biggest barrier of all is you're throwing your vote away because you got to vote for the lesser evil. That the entire political culture is based around that. And I think votepact.org is a solution. You join with somebody on the other side of the two-party divide, and you both vote for the third parties of your choice.
Sam.
So you're siphoning votes away. Otherwise, what you have is a system where people are perpetually tied, they in effect become slaves to the respective party because they have no place else to go. Right? It's suck it
Sam,
up
we're going to have to leave it there, but
evil.
It was great to get your thoughts there, and I think you raised some interesting points. Thank you very much indeed for speaking with us. That's Sam Husseini in Washington, D.C.